Hope y'all are having a good time today. What you've been watching on the big screen up here, these are all from the collection at the Arkansas State Archives. These are all from the Ozark Folk Center performances back in the 80s. We have a lot of fiddle contests in our collection from the 80s. I'd be curious to see if we have that one with Allison Krauss on video. That would be pretty neat to have. So let me introduce our next performers. So the Creeks Rocks are a folk group from the Ozarks led by banjoist Cindy Woolf and guitarist Mark Bilyeu.
Like the bear.
Like the bear. These longtime musical collaborators worked together on Cindy's 3 albums of original songs starting in 2005. They married in 2013 and then established the Creeks Rocks in 2015. Mark is a founding member of Ozark's family band, Big Smith, with whom he toured and recorded for 16 years. Their debut release, Wolf Hunter, is a collection of 16 folk songs from the Ozarks, drawn from the collection of folklorist Max Hunter of Springfield, Missouri, Mark's hometown, and John Quincy Wolf of Batesville, Arkansas, where Cindy grew up. Wolf is well known for her singular singing voice and enchanting performances of her original songs. Bilyeu is for his distinct guitar sound and clever turn of phrase. Together they perform a mix of Ozark-inspired original songs and unique arrangements of traditional Ozark folk songs, from the fun and frivolous anthems of the hills to the hair-raising and harrowing ballads of the dark holler. The Creeks Rocks are proud recipients of the 2024 Artist in Residence Fellowship from the Arkansas Folklife Center at the Library of Congress. They're currently researching song collector Sydney Robertson Cowell and her 1936 to 37 trip to Missouri and Arkansas. A musical project based upon this research will be released in 2025. Please welcome the Creek Rocks.
Hello, thank you, Brian.
Thank you. Well, yes, the fellowship has been keeping us busy. Most of our time has been spent listening to the old recordings. We did that up in Washington. And so now we're back at home, and we've been busy working on recording our interpretations of some of these old recordings. So we're going to play a few of those for you today, and we're also going to try to include the sound clips of the original archive recordings. We were drawn to the Sydney Robertson Cowell recordings. She came to Springfield, that was kind of her headquarters, but she also went down to Clinton, Arkansas. She came there by way of St. Louis, was in Little Rock for a brief time to record a fellow by the name of Gilbert Fike. And we'd always heard about these recordings, but we'd never got to put our ears on it, and we really wanted to, because as far as we know, that would represent, when she came with her recording machine, that would be the first folk music recorded in, by a professional at any rate, that had been made in that area. So we wanted to hear what the music was like back then, and we were pretty happy to hear it, and very excited about the sounds we got to hear, so we're going to try to convey some of those. We're going to start out with I'll let Cindy tell you about the first one here.
Yeah, we're going to start out with a song by one of our favorite discoveries from this collection. Her name was Cinderella Kinnaird, and she lived north of the border, but not too far, just up in that area Brooks was talking about earlier, just a little bit north of Thayer in Mammoth Spring. And her name was Cinderella Kinnaird. And when Sydney went to visit her and stayed with her for about a week and got a lot of recordings. But this one we really liked. She had you'll hear her voice here in a minute, but she had a different way of singing a lot of these songs. This one we're going to play for you is a very popular song. It's there's lots of versions of it out there in all the collections. In fact, like Burl Ives recorded it and Woody Guthrie recorded it. But when they recorded, Jimmy Driftwood did it too. But when they did it, they called it Rattlesnake Mountain or Springfield Mountain, and they did it in a very comical way. And so when we heard Cinderella Kinnaird sing it, it was very, very different, a little bit dark, and really interesting to us. So that's what we were drawn to. So we learned her version of this song, and she called it On Field Mount Spring. So we're going to play you a little bit of Cinderella Kinnaird singing for Sidney Robertson in 1936. It's louder.
Yes, I can sing that. That's just not so much difference from it. Whenever you now, one field Mount Spring, a man did go way down in the meadow for to mow at two diddle income, two diddle I, oh day. He hadn't gone more than half round the field when a poison serpent bit him on the heel at two diddle income, two diddle I, oh day.
Isn't she cute? So here's our On Field Mount Spring. On Field Mount Spring, a man did go way down in the meadow for two more, two diddle Lancome, two diddle I, all day. He had not gone half round the field when a poison serpent bit him on the heel. Two diddle Lancome, two diddle I, all day. Took his scythe and with one blow he laid that wicked serpent low. Two diddle Lancome, two diddle I, all day. He laid himself down on the ground. He turned up his eyes and looked all around. Two diddle Lancome, two diddle I, all day. Told the bird, go fetch my gal. I'm rattlesnake bitten, I need my salad. Two diddle Lancome, two diddle I, all day. Bird did fly and spread the news, and along comes Sal with that in his shoes. Two diddle Lancome, two diddle I, all day. Johnny dear, why did you go way down in the meadow for two more? Two diddle Lancome, two diddle I, all day. Oh, Sally dear, you ought to know 'twas father's grass and it must be mowed. Two diddle Lancome, two diddle I, all day. People, oh, this warning take and shun the bite of a rattlesnake. A toodle-lankum, toodle-lie all day. Thank you very much. We'd like to stray from the Sidney Robertson recordings for one song here and play you one. Before we got this fellowship from Washington, D.C., we were in the middle of a record that we were doing of songs from the Mary Parler collection, which is housed at University of Arkansas. And so once we finish this record, we're going to go back to that one. It'll be a quick follow-up, we hope. But we want to play you one of those. And this is from... the singer was a guy named Fred High from High, Arkansas, population 1. We love Fred High. That's up just north of Eureka Springs, up there almost to the border as well. But anyway, so you'll hear him. He doesn't give this a title, but he just says, well, you hear him, but he says, here's a song about an old man who goes to feed his pigs and gets in trouble. And then he plays the song, and so when they put it in the Ozark Folk Song Collection, they titled it, Old Man Goes to Feed His Pigs and Gets in Trouble. So that's the name of this one, and here's Fred High.
All right, now I'm going to sing about an old man that went to feed his pigs and got in trouble. The old man went out to the barn to feed them pigs and get a little corn, saying whop-a-doo-a-doo-it-em, whop-a-doo-a-doo-it-em, a-di-dee-o. He heard a pig squeal and he turned around. There lay the pig right flat on the ground, saying whop-a-doo-a-doo-it-em, whop-a-doo-a-doo-it-em, a-di-dee-o. He turned around to help the pig up. The old sow jumped on him and like to hit him up, saying whop-a-doo-a-doo-it-em, whop-a-doo-a-doo-it-em, a-di-dee-o.
Fred High. Here's our old man went to feed his pigs and got in trouble. The old man went out to the barn to feed them pigs and get a little corn. Whop-a-doo-doo-doo-dem, whop-a-doo-doo-doo-dem, a-di-dee-o. He heard a pig squeal and he turned around. There lay the pig right flat on the ground. Whop-a-doo-doo-doo-dem, whop-a-doo-doo-doo-dem, a-di-dee-o. He turned around and helped the pig up. The old sow jumped on him and he liked to hit him up. Whop-a-doo-doo-doo-dem,
whop-a-doo-doo-doo-dem, da-dee-o.
Sal and Kate spinning by the fire. Oh, run and get the camphor.
Whop-a-doo-doo-doo-dem, whop-a-doo-doo-doo-dem, da-dee-o.
Rub a little on a little for getting nearly well.
Whoop-a-doo-doo-dim, whoop-a-doo-doo-dim, da-dee-do.
Old man went out to the barn to feed them pigs and get a little corn.
Whoop-a-doo-doo-dim, whoop-a-doo-doo-dim, da-dee-do.
Thank you. Okay, we'll go back to this stuff we got from the American Folklife Center. This one we want to do for you now is when Sidney Robertson Cowell came to Little Rock in 1936, she was hosted by Lawrence Powell, who was the founder of the Arkansas Symphony Orchestra here. And so he hosted her for, I think, a couple of weeks here. And he, like Mark told you, recorded Gilbert Pike here in town. But he also took her to Clinton to meet some people we'll talk about in just a minute. But then he took her to Mena to meet Emma Dusenberry, who she lived out in the woods several miles from Mena. You had to cross several creeks to get out to her. In fact, it was raining, and they spent days trying to get to her little mountain shack, and they couldn't reach her because they couldn't cross the creeks. But Emma Dusenberry was a national treasure. She knew more songs than anyone around here. In fact, when she was young, she said she set out to learn every song in the world. That's her goal. But when she got older, she said she gave up on that goal because she said folks just keeps coming up with new ones. And so... But when we heard this recording, there was a guitar there at the American Folklife Center, and it was Burl Ives' guitar. And we love Burl Ives. So Mark was in love with this guitar, and so they said if anything kind of struck us, we could immediately pick up and play Burl Ives' guitar and work something out. And we're like, oh, we probably won't do that. But when we heard this one, Mark picked up the guitar, and this, I don't know, the spirit of Burl Ives smiled upon us, and he immediately played this beautiful part, and then I sang this song we had just heard, and that was that. That was our first arrangement. It happened right there.
It was weird. I had the strange urge to name names at the House Un-American Activities Committee as well, but I was able to avoid that somehow.
Burl.
So here's a little bit of Emma Dusenberry singing this song. It's called I Have a Father in a Kingdom.
Have a father in a kingdom. I have a father in a kingdom. I have a father in a kingdom. He's sitting on a seat with Jesus. High up in heaven, to sit on a seat with Jesus.
I have a father in a kingdom. I have a father in a kingdom. I have a father in a kingdom, sitting on a seat with Jesus. High sitting on a seat with Jesus. Won't you be glad when he calls you? Oh, won't you be glad when he calls you? Oh, won't you be glad when he calls you to sit on a seat with Jesus? High up in heaven, sitting on a seat with Jesus. High up in heaven, sitting on a seat with Jesus. Yes, I'll be glad when he calls me. Yes, I'll be glad when he calls me. Yes, I'll be glad when he calls me to sit on a seat with Jesus. High up in heaven, sitting on a seat with Jesus. High up in heaven, sitting on a seat with Jesus. I have a father in a kingdom. I have a mother in a kingdom. I have a sister in a kingdom. I have a brother in a kingdom. High up in heaven, sitting on a seat with Jesus. High up in heaven, sitting on a seat with Jesus. Thank you very much. So the other place Lawrence Powell took Sydney Robertson Cowell when she was here was to Clinton, Arkansas. Do you want to tell them a little bit about those?
Yeah, Sydney was with the Resettlement and Administration. She was looking for songs that they could put on their song sheets to teach to the folks in the resettlement camps to kind of build social cohesion and esprit de corps and all that. So the fact that we have these recordings is almost a byproduct of that effort, but at the same time, she realized the importance of the recordings themselves. But yeah, she visited Clinton, and there's a black community there that she had heard about the music of the folks there. And there's one fella in particular, his name is Will Wright, and he's a remarkable singer, I think, and I was immediately drawn to that. He recorded one of the songs he sang was a song to President Roosevelt, FDR, and after her visit, they took the record of Will Wright to the White House, and they played it for the president, so that was a pretty neat thing. We're going to do a song that he sang called "The Angels Drooped His Wings." We don't have the actual recording of that song, unfortunately, with us, but we're going to play a different one called "Gonna Tell the World About This."
I'm gonna sing this song, I'm gonna tell the world about it. Oh, well, I'm gonna tell the world about this. Go and tell the nation I'm blessed. Tell them what Christ I've done. Tell them that the conqueror has come, and he brought joy, great joy to my soul. Well, my Lord John, just what he said. Well, yes, he did, my Lord.
Yes, he did.
While he healed the sick and he raised the dead. Yes, he did, my Lord.
Yes, he did.
Well, I'm gonna tell the world about this. Go and tell the nation how. Now tell them what Christ has done. Tell them that Comforter has come, and he brought joy, great joy to my soul. Well,
What was the name of the singer there with him? Does it say on that?
That was Estelle, I think, McNeely. There are two, a mother-daughter that he sang with, Hazel and Estelle McNeely.
All right, the angel drooped his wings. All the angels drooped their wings, rolled up to glory. The angels drooped their wings, and they rolled up to glory. The angels drooped their wings, rolled up to glory to carry me over the new. All the angels drooped their wings, and they rolled up to glory. The angels drooped their wings, and they rolled up to glory. The angels drooped their wings, rolled up to glory to carry me over the new. I used to have some playmates who walked and talked with me, but since I had no money, they turned their back on me. Oh, the angels drooped their wings, rolled up to glory. The angels drooped their wings, and they rolled up to glory. The angels drooped their wings, rolled up to glory to carry me over the news. He did not come in the morning, not in the heat of the day. He waited till the cool of the evening, washed my sins away. Oh, the angels drooped their wings, rolled up to glory. The angels drooped their wings, and they rolled up to glory. The angels drooped their wings, rolled up to glory. to carry me over the news, to carry me over the news, to carry me over the news. Thank you.
Yeah, we had heard about those recordings from Clinton, and we were very, very excited to get to hear them. And when we got there, it's the first thing we tried to listen to, and we found that most of them were missing. It was just heartbreaking. But we were able to find most of them in different places after a little bit of digging around. So we were lucky in that way. But the Angels Droop Their Wings, we still weren't able to find there at the American Folklife Center. We had to go elsewhere to find it. So there's a lady named May Kennedy McCord. She was known as the Queen of the Hillbillies. She was on the KWTO. KWTO, is that right? Was that then?
Brooks would know. KGBX or KWTO, one of the two.
He says thumbs up. Yeah.
KWTO.
She was a radio personality and singer. She had a newspaper column called Hillbilly Heartbeats. Quite the personality. And when Sydney came to the Ozarks, May Kennedy McCord hosted her and brought a lot of singers to her, but May also sang a lot of songs for her. She wanted to be in the Library of Congress. So there was a lot of those, but this is one that really stuck out to us because in any folk song collection, you're going to find 25 versions of Barbary Allen. Y'all know the old Barbary Allen song. So, old William's like, oh, I'm dying. And he says, go get Barbary Allen. And she comes and he says, Barbary Allen, I'm dying, and it's your fault because you don't love me. And she's like, me? What? That sounds like a you problem, William. So anyway, for some reason that Barbary Allen is one of the most popular folk songs of all time, really. But May Kennedy McCord sang it for Sydney, and she said, this is the old Ozarks melody to Barbary Allen, and we'd never heard anything like it. So we thought we would give that a try.
This is the old tune to Barbary Allen, very old in the Ozark Hills. 'Twas in the merry month of May, the green buds were swelling, young William on his deathbed lay, for the love of Barbary Allen.
So slowly, slowly she rose up, and slowly she came nigh him. The only words to him did say, young man, I think you're dying. Yes, I'm sick and very sick. Death is in me dwelling. No better, I never will be. If I can't have Barbary Allen. Oh yes, you're sick and death is in you dwelling. No better, you never will be. For you can't have Barbary Allen. He turned his pale face to the wall. She turned her back upon him. Goodbye, goodbye to my friends all. Goodbye to Barbary Allen. She went walking o'er the fields. She heard the birds a-singing, and every bird did seem to say, oh, cruel old Barbary Allen. She turned to the east, she turned to the west, spied the hearse a-coming. Lay down that corpse of clay, and let me gaze upon him. The more she looked, the more she mourned. She fell to the ground a-crying. Oh, pick me up and carry me home, for I am now a-dying. Oh, mother, mother, go make my bed, make it long and narrow. Young William died for love of me, and I will die of sorrow. Father, father, go dig my grave, dig it long and narrow. Young William died for me today, and I'll die for him tomorrow. They buried her in the old churchyard, and they buried him beside her, and from his heart there grew a rose, and from her heart a briar. They grew and they grew in the old churchyard until they could grow no higher. They twined in a true lover's knot, and the rose grew around the briar. Thank you very much. Where's Brian? We were going to play one more. One more? Awesome. Cool. Okay. Thank you guys so much for having us. Thank you, Brian, for inviting us. I was so excited to get your email. You know, we go way back. Brian was like, "Are you the Cindy Woolf who grew up in Sherwood? Because I think we went to church together." And I was like, "Oh, yes. But more than that. Your little sister was my childhood best friend, and I was at your house like every day." I was that annoying little kid running around and swimming in your pool and all that.
Well, we don't feel right doing the Arkansas program without ending with at least a sampling of Jimmy Driftwood. So we'd like to do one that we learned from him. I believe this one was this from Parlor or from Hunter?
This is from Hunter, yeah. So this is one from our project that Brian was telling you about, the Wolf Hunter record that we put out a while back now. But it was 16 songs taken from the John Quincy Wolf collection and the Max Hunter collections.
Jimmy Driftwood, of course, was famous for playing the mouth bow, and by providence, I'm able to give you somewhat of a demonstration. My friend Nick Nichols just built this with these two others here on the edge of the stage. Now, I'm no expert player, and I'm a little out of practice, but I'll try my best to give a demonstration of the mouth bow, brand new, off the presses. And if you want one, talk to Rachel Reynolds or Nick. They'll put you in the right direction. I'm going to attempt to do Turkey in the Straw. Mm-hmm. See if I can do this.
Yay!
Probably should consult a professional mouth bow player for a good demonstration.
That was fantastic.
You get the idea.
Okay, so we'd like to do this song we learned from Jimmy Driftwood. Here's a little bit of Jimmy Driftwood singing for Max Hunter.
To shoulder up my gun, call up a dog, groundhog. Shoulder up my gun and I call up a dog, groundhog. Shoulder up my gun, call up a dog, I'm going to the mountain. Hunt a groundhog, groundhog.
Shoulder my gun, call out my dog, groundhog. Shoulder my gun, call out my dog, groundhog. Shoulder my gun, call out my dog, going to the mountain, gonna hunt a groundhog, groundhog. Old dog treat way up on the bluff, groundhog. Old dog treat way up on the bluff, groundhog. Old dog treat way up on the bluff, up I go with a huff and a puff, groundhog. One on top, two underneath, groundhog. One on top, two underneath, groundhog. One on top, two underneath, head them groundhogs grinding their teeth, groundhog. Two in the bush, one on the log, groundhog. Two in the bush, one on the log, groundhog. Two in the bush, one on the log, they all jump onto my old hound dog, groundhog. come here, Sal, I'm all out of breath, groundhog. Hurry up, Sal, I'm all out of breath, groundhog. Hurry up, Sal, I'm all out of breath. Groundhog's choking my dog to death, groundhog. Well, here comes Sal with a hickory stick, groundhog. Here comes Sal with a hickory stick, groundhog. Here comes Sal with a hickory stick, he'll all three for one good leg, groundhog. She cooked the meat and she tanned the hide, groundhog. She cooked the meat and she tanned the hide, groundhog. Cooked the meat, tanned the hide, made the best shoestrings that ever was tied, groundhog. I ate so much I couldn't hold up my head, groundhog. Ate so much I couldn't hold up my head, groundhog. Ate so much I couldn't hold up my head. Went to the door, fell into bed, groundhog.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you so much.